Aloha, welcome back. Please forgive me for wearing white after Labor Day, but it is still tiki. And this drink isn't necessarily tiki. I guess it could be because they do grow basil in Thailand and almost every country, every region. It is in the mint family, so it grows fairly easily. It really takes a lot to mess this up. Even people like me who don't have a green thumb, you could grow tons of this. And then you go to the supermarket and they're going to charge you like $3 for a handful. So don't be afraid to buy one of those edible plants. They're like $2.50, and if you treat it right, you'll have it all summer long. And if you have the room to grow it in your backyard or somewhere or in a pot, you could do that too. Towards the end of the summer, you're going to see that some flowers begin to grow, the yellow ones, the white ones, the leaves start to get a little bit brown. And that's when you know summer is really coming to an end and you got to harvest what you can. You can make pesto with it. If you make pesto sauce, it's delicious for dipping on pasta, on bruschetta, and then you could just put it in ice cube trays and store it in the freezer and pop it out when you need it. But I have so much of it. Today I'm going to make a cocktail. And Captain Brian Miller, who used to be at the Polynesian, unfortunately they didn't survive the pandemic. I got to follow up and see where he is now. But he got this from his friend Jorig Meyer. And what you want to do is you want to get 8 fresh basil leaves, rinse them off well. Always wash things, even if they come pre-washed in the store. Martha Stewart says wash them again anyway. So it just says to gently muddle. So that's what we do. We gently muddle, and it's just a twist. We're not obliterating them. We just want to release those essential oils. And while the recipe calls for 8, these are starting to lose some of their scent. They're a little bit smaller, and so I used 9. And yeah, wow, that's pretty fragrant. And it all depends on how fragrant you like it. You might want to use more or less depending on the size and so many other things. So then we take an ounce of lemon juice, half ounce of sugar syrup or simple syrup. I like Demerara syrup. Gives it a little bit more depth of flavor. You use whatever you like. Lemon juice, simple syrup, and 2 ounces of gin. Tanqueray works well if you can't find this. It should be a London dry gin. And nothing screams summer like the flavors of lemon, basil, mint, and yeah, gin. Something a little bit lighter for the warmer weather. But that's coming to an end now, so this may be one of my last ones. And you know the rules. Keep shaking until it's so cold that you can't hold it anymore. Make sure that seal is tight. And now I just like to pour it into a rocks glass. And when I use a rocks glass, I like to use one large clear piece of ice. Double strain it. The first strainer holds the ice back, and the fine mesh strainer will hold all of that basil back. You don't want little pieces of that floating in there. Of course, it's harmless, but who needs it? And then just simply garnish this with a fresh piece of basil. And there you have it, the basil smash. Now you could easily use bourbon with this. You could use any of your favorite spirits. Again, I like something summery. I like a nice lighter spirit like gin. You could use vodka, but you know, gin is a neutral spirit that's flavored with juniper berries and a lot of other botanicals. Very, very different spirit, much more enjoyable. Very simple, 4 ingredients. Gin, basil, sugar, and lemon. And that's it. And let's give it a taste. Warmer weather's not going to be here around much longer. We got to put the tiki shirts away. This is interesting. Believe it or not, I can't even taste that basil. It's very subtle. Even though I used more leaves than what it called for, it gives it a very interesting taste. Let me stir this up a little bit. Make sure I'm not just drinking the watery part. Definitely taste the lemon. Definitely taste the basil. Very, very subtle. If you don't like overpowering basil, don't worry about it. You're not going to taste it all that much in here. This is quite refreshing. And in one of the last episodes, you heard me say that I'm not a big fan of lemon juice in cocktails. Here's another one that works very well. Whiskey sour, basil smash. Try a whiskey smash. And I guess it gets that name simply because you're smashing that basil up with a muddler very gently, shaking with lemon juice and sugar and ice. This is very refreshing. You could probably even use a little bit more sugar. If you don't like your drinks sweet, this is a very dry, not so sugary drink. Well, before you know it, the cooler weather will be here. Hopefully I get to wear the tiki shirts for a little while longer. But until then, mahalo. See you again soon. Cheers. It's actually really good. There is a lemon juice based cocktail I actually like.